What if I do cuss accidentally?
It's fine, Leo. Stop squinting your eyes.
Huh?
Stop squinting your eyes.
Why? Dude, I'm looking up.
It's fine, Leo. Alright, ready?
I guess, yeah. Let's go.
Okay. What's up, Leo?
Hello. Dude, I'm squinting, aren't I?
Yeah, okay. Say your name.
Huh?
Say
my
your
name? Oh, do I say this to the camera?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, my name's Leo. Yeah.
What do you do, Leo?
I'm just home and then go to school. And yeah, we go to the same school. Yeah.
That's chilling, Leo. And where are we?
We're on the roof. My roof.
Yeah.
Because we decided to do that.
Yeah. Alright, Leo. Well, this is the Ordinary Show. You already know.
Yeah.
We did it with Bird Talk already. You saw that.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I liked it.
Yeah. Alright, well, I don't have anything planned, so, we just kind of naturally talk. And,
yeah.
But, yeah, so, I mean, that's all we doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright, cool. So, Leo, you're a student.
Yes.
I had that talk with Bird Talk, but it was more like a teacher talk.
Yeah.
What do you think about school yourself?
School for me, it's chilling. It's just whatever, I guess. I'm just trying to go through it every day.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, probably the hardest part right now since we're in IB. Well, I'm not in full diploma unlike you, but like I have 3 IB classes, so it's still a struggle. Yeah, that's really it, no? Yeah, it's just going through it. That's the only hard part, I guess, for me.
Mm-hmm. How come you didn't take the IB diploma?
One, I didn't really know about it, so I was like, I didn't really know about it. And then 2, I just didn't want to take it, I guess. It just seemed like when people told me, like, yeah, you have to do this, and that, I'm like, yeah, that's a lot. I don't want to do that.
Uh-huh. So it's just like stress over doing a lot of work?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah, it's basically, yeah.
Damn, that's crazy, Leo. I mean, yeah, I agree with you because I'll be doing the IB diploma and it's a lot of work,
Well, yeah.
Do you think the work's worth it?
Is it worth it?
I mean, you're not in diploma, but
no.
You don't think it's worth it?
Do I think it's worth it?
Yeah, from an outside point, you're not in it, but do you think it's worth it?
It depends. It could be worth it if you're going outside of the U.S., obviously, because it's a international program, isn't it? Yeah, right. So if you're going, let's say, I don't know, England or Germany or like different in Europe, basically, in those types of places, you're going to school over there, then it is worth it, right? But like most people are probably not gonna go outside the U.S., so I guess in that sense, it's not worth it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and yeah, that also depends on what type of career path you want to take, right? So there's a lot of factors into it, and it depends on the person, I guess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you're a very smart person, Leo. Tell me about what it's like, because if you don't have IB, you have, is it CP classes or just regular classes?
Well, I have 3 IB classes. And then the other 3 are just regular classes.
Now, do they challenge you, or do you feel like you're not really challenged in those other classes?
In those other classes, I wouldn't say it's challenging. The only part that's challenging is trying to balance those classes with my IB classes. That's probably the only challenging part. But in those classes, in particular, the CP ones, they're not very challenging. It's just work, I guess. But yeah, basically it. Yeah.
And do you think work is justified enough for that class? Do you feel like are you being challenged mentally in that class, or is it just the work that's challenging you?
I guess it's the balancing of the IB classes is challenging.
So, but
the AB classes and the CP classes, that's probably what's challenging for me. But that's basically it. In terms of the work within the class, I guess it's not challenging. But the factor of the IB where they do give you a lot of work, and then you also have to remember, oh yeah, I have my CP classes where I have to do this, and this, right? So that's probably the only challenging part about those classes is because of the factor of the IB classes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dang, Leo. So what's it like growing up in an area like this? It's not exactly, as we look around, the camera can't see, but there's, a lot of houses. It's not necessarily the suburbs, but it's not necessarily the most dangerous part of California.
No.
But what do you think about growing up here? How has it affected your life?
Growing up, I felt like it's a lot different than now. I get obviously okay, let me backtrack. Growing up, basically I was outside a lot, so I was running around in the streets a lot because obviously there's a bunch of kids. Now, obviously, when I was growing up, there's a bunch of kids. We used to go play and stuff like that outside. But obviously, that's not like that now because I have classes and stuff, work to do. But it was fun growing up here. It was cool, you know.
So basically, growing up in a neighborhood like this, you felt it was really cool to be around other kids that you were your age and you experienced all those moments.
Yeah, it was cool.
Do you think kids are experiencing that less and less now with the increase in technology that's going on?
Yeah, because obviously around here, there are kids around here in my area who do play, but it's not very often. Obviously, it's always the same group of kids. It's not like some other group of kids that come around here like before when it was just multiple groups of kids, but now it's just this one group who just goes around and stuff like that. But obviously with technology, I feel like kids playing around has gotten less and less because obviously you could just legit turn on a PlayStation and play with your friends like that, right? So it's like, yeah, basically.
And do you think that's a negative thing that people are disconnecting more in real life but having more connections online?
Yeah, it can be negative because you don't interact with people a lot more, and then you don't have people skills as good people skills if you would if you talk to other people, obviously. So like growing up, if you're very like isolated in terms of just playing all the time and not talking to other kids, once you probably go to like middle school and high school, you'll be, I guess, you will be like, I don't know, less to talk to people, I guess, and be more isolated. Yeah, if that makes sense.
That's understandable, Leo. And were you ever really judged for your shape or size at any point in your life?
I think I was in like elementary, but obviously middle school and high school I just didn't care no more. I just didn't care what people, I don't know, I didn't care what people thought because it was just a thing, I guess. So, but I felt like if I didn't go through that elementary, I felt like I would have cared more in like middle school and high school. Obviously, if someone tells me, "Hey, you're fucking fat," I'll be like, "Yes, I am," and just walk away, because I'm just that type of person. Because I just don't care, right? But yeah.
Do you think? Because that's an interesting point. You brought up if you didn't go through that in elementary, you would have probably cared still. Do you think being bullied or at least being judged and learning to deal with that is an important part of people's lives and progressing as just people in general, or is that something that shouldn't be necessary for people to just learn to be themselves and learn not to care what other people think?
Well, I think in order to achieve that goal of not caring what people think, you have to go through that stage where you do care what people think, and then you're gonna care that, oh, they do this and that, and then sooner or later you're gonna be like, I still don't care no more, I guess. So you have to go through that struggle of just thinking, oh yeah, I have to do this and that in order for people to like me, when in reality you don't. People who do like you generally if you just act yourself, I guess. Yeah. So in terms of bullying, I feel like there are pros and cons, obviously there are pros and cons. For me, from my experience, when I was bullied, it was mainly in elementary, and then if I didn't go through that, I felt like I would not have the same mentality as I do now, which I guess it's weird to say I'm happy that I did get bullied, which is a very weird thing to say. But like if I didn't, I feel like I'll still care about what people think of me now. But the fact that I don't, and then obviously I have friends who just like me for me, so that's great.
So you think going through that negative part of your life kind of amplified and
strengthened?
Kind of expanded the positive connections you had with people. Like going through that negative kind of made the positive way bigger for you.
Yeah, I felt like it was pretty Basically, yeah. Yeah, because I don't know, like, yeah. Because you have to go through the bad in order to progress in life. Obviously, it's not going to be all, happy endings and happy this, happy that. Obviously, there will be happy times, happy moments and stuff like that, which are great, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, there will be those sad times. You have to go through the sad times in order to progress through life. Whether that be, I don't know, that be depression or that be, it's just going through those sad times. You just have to. If you don't, you won't move on, I guess. You won't progress in life.
I see, Leo. So what's the correct way to stand up to a bully? Because you yourself being bullied, what's the correct way? Is it not caring? Is it telling them to back off? Is it just what's the correct way?
Okay, obviously it's hard because sometimes it's depending on what type of bullying you're getting. Obviously, if it's like verbal, you could try and ignore it, but it's just gonna get under your skin. If it's physical, then that's when you have to take action, where you have to either ask for help if you're not strong enough to like protect yourself, or you just have to, you. In terms of physical, it's. I don't know if there is a right way and wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
It's depending on what it is or the circumstance of how you're getting bullied, honestly. But for me, it was just trying to ignore the person, and then it came to the point where it's like there's no point in caring no more, because it's like if people are like that, obviously, there's no point in caring.
Leo, do you ever feel like people underestimate your true intelligence by your physical appearance? A lot of people kind of assume that certain people look like this or that. Do you ever feel like you're not really appreciated or understood because of how you look?
I just don't care. If you could look past my looks and then just look at what I can offer, I guess, in terms of like how I think, how I am, then I guess you will see that there's something there, and then we could be friends and whatever and stuff like that and have fun. Because
you're a really smart person, Leo. But when I first saw you, I was like, nah, that kid's not that smart. But like once I've gotten to know you, you're a really smart person, Leo. Like one of the smartest people I know. Even though you're not, even though you're not doing like the IBN thing, you're wise. That's what you say. You're wise because you understand a lot of things that even smart people don't. So what do you want to be when you grow up, Leo?
You throw out that question. Honestly, in terms of job, I don't really know, but because I like to work with people, I like to talk to them, and then I like to help them solve their problems. So it's like in that type of area, I guess, whether that be like, I don't know what type of jobs, like counseling, I don't know, like therapy, I don't know, that type of job stuff. So yeah. I don't know.
Dang, Leo. What do you think the meaning of life is, Leo?
I don't know. It could mean many things, but for me, it's to just live, have those happy moments with like your friends, family, and stuff like that, and just keep pushing on, I guess. Because that's really all you could do. If you could be the type of person who could change the world, do it. But if you're just like any other person, just have the time with yourself and just be with your family and protect them, I guess. Take care of them. Right? So it's like, I don't know if that's the meaning of life, but it's something. I guess, like, because I don't know. Because people could say this is that in the meaning of life, but other people could think a different way. It's just based on your perspective. But for me, it's just living, having the time with family, friends, and stuff like that, and trying to have the best life you could have. Honestly, yeah.
I respect that answer, Leo. That was a good answer. That's good. Now, Leo, you're you're a very independent person. It seems, at least,
We're on the roof.
Yeah, we're on the roof right now. You make your own meals. How do you feel that's affected your character? Because obviously you're very independent, but is there anything you feel like you haven't received from being independent, or do you feel like you're lacking something? It might be emotional, you don't have to disclose everything, but yeah, is there anything you truly feel like perhaps you might have needed more of you, or you perhaps would have wanted more of you could have that dependency in your life?
Honestly, I don't know. It's just a thing, I guess. I can't really express what I need until I need it in that time and place. Whether that be like, honestly, I don't know. I just go through my day-to-day of just coming home and then preparing my food for later, and then just doing my homework and stuff like that, because that's just the day-to-day. There may be one day where I might need someone, or another day where I just want to be alone, or some days where I just want to, I don't know, just want to do something. And this is all depends on the day, how I feel. It's not just, I can't just pick one thing and be like, oh yeah, I need that for the rest of my life. It's like, no, I can't really do that, because I don't know what I need depending on, well, I don't know what I need until the situation comes, I guess, if you could say. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense, Leo. Dang. I mean, because it's crazy. I don't really live a life like yours, it's pretty insane for you to do the things that you do, spend like the entire day just by yourself, cooking for yourself, and then having this whole like area. Do you feel free, or do you feel lonely? Because I think freedom and loneliness intercross a lot, but do you feel like you've been able to distinguish the difference? And if so, what are you more inclined to? Do you feel more free than lonely, or more lonely than free?
So it depends on, I feel some days I'm like, damn, I'm pretty lonely right now, because you still look around, you're like, damn, no one's in this house. But then there are other days where I'm just alone and I'm just having fun, whether that be cooking or just having fun, like just chilling, And then there's days where like there's people in the house and you're like, I just want to be alone. But there are days when there's no one in the house, you're like, damn, I want people here right now, It's just weird, because obviously, yeah, I'm like, I have freedom here, which is great and amazing, right? But there are times when I'm like, I want to go do something, go out, have some fun, right? Because probably those are the types of moments I want to have, because those are the type of moments that I'm always going to remember, especially in these years when we're almost out of high school. We still need one more year out, so it's like I still want to have fun, I guess, right? So yeah.
Damn, Leo, that's crazy. I don't know. I too feel lonely sometimes. Do you think depression and all that stuff, mental illness has been employed a lot, to the point where it's kind of like, oh, I don't really know if I have that mental illness, because I'm not sure if it fits me? Because you seem like a cheery person, but I'm sure what people don't see is the sad side of you, at least the side of you that, the side of you that struggles with the happiness and whatnot. So do you feel like things like depression has become so I don't know how to say, but it's been talked about so much that you've gotten an image of what it should look like, and then you think to yourself, am I depressed? No, because there's clinical diagnosis of it, there's like this type of depression and this, but until when can you really, or do you ever really feel like you want to state to the world that you have these feelings, but you don't really feel comfortable because of the way it's been stated, described, or just shown to the world, and you fear that if you say something and people don't believe you, you'll just be taken as a joke?
Yeah, especially with Because if you say you're depressed, someone could be like, oh yeah, I've been depressed before or whatever and stuff like that. But like, if you're truly depressed, I feel like you wouldn't tell anyone, because you wouldn't want anyone to know that you're depressed, I guess. Because for me, I remember, I don't know how long ago, I'm pretty depressed. I was pretty depressed like some time ago, but I still didn't tell no one because I put a mask on. I'm like, it's alright, right? Because I felt like, I feel like for me, when I was in depression, I felt like no one cared, I guess, because you used to feel that way. You used to feel like no one cares. But yeah, it's difficult, I guess, especially with school, especially with life in general. It's just when depression hits you, I don't know, this is one of those things where it's like you just have to keep on going, especially for me, because
that's such a strange contrast. How can you deal with depression at home where you're alone, and then go to school with a bunch of people, but still feel alone because like it seems like nobody really cares or knows about how you feel with depression?
It's one of those things where it's just, you just do it, I guess. I still don't know, because it's like one of those things. It's I don't know. It's just one of those things that you just do when you're just over there. You obviously you have your friends that are like, oh yeah, they're there, but at the same time, for me, I when I was depressed, it felt like that they were there, but I just couldn't talk to them in a sense, because I felt like if I did tell them, they'd be like, stop lying. No, you're not white. Then you're doing this, or like, why you're acting like this and you're depressed, stop lying, or something like that. Or I don't know. It's just one of those things where it just happened. Yeah.
Well, Leo, before we end everything, because I think it is about time.
It's getting windy up here.
Yeah, it's getting windy up here. What would you, what would you say to the people in your situation where they find themselves lonely at times, and at the same time being surrounded by a world full of, millions of people who might not care about your problems, and your problems seem so much bigger because of that? What would you say to those dealing with depression and the same feelings that you have, and how would you recommend them get over it? And what are some wise words from a wise man?
Okay, for me, I would say getting out of depression is not easy. This is one of those things you just can't just get up and move. But for me, it was just to keep on going, I guess. Because obviously, luckily I have my family and stuff like that. Luckily I have my brothers and sisters and stuff like that who were there. Obviously, like, they didn't know, but me going to like their house and stuff like that, hanging with them and stuff like that, made me feel a little bit better. But getting out of it, it's just depending on the situation, depending on the person. I can't just tell you, oh yeah, do this and this and this, and then that depression goes away. No, it's just one of those things that take time. It's never one of those things that's gonna go away. It could go away within a few months. It could go away within a few years. It's just depending on you and how you feel your life is now. Because it's just one of those things that can't go away very quickly, and it's also one of those things that could come at you very, very fast. So in terms of solutions, I guess I don't have any, but for me it was to just keep on going, I guess. Yeah.
So keep on going, people.
Keep on going.
All right, well, cool. Thank you, Leo. I appreciate it.
Dude, I was looking that way the whole time. I didn't even look at you.
All right.
That's it. I really need to get off this roof.